All in all, it has been a good series for the green and gold. Last night, Mike Fiers continued his solid athletics run by getting the win and controlling the Twins lineup. Today, the A's can win the series, but they will have to get past Minnesota's ace, Jose Barrios. The pennant chase is on, and every game is as big as the next one. A's and Twins, final game of this 4-game set is next. Beautiful day for baseball in Minneapolis. It's the final game of the series. Chris Bassett's up from the minor leagues. He's going to make his 7th big league start today. It's the Oakland A's and it's the Minnesota Twins coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Chris Bassett called up from the minor leagues really to kind of give the A's rotation a little bit of an extra rest. And also right now with the news coming out just a little bit ago that Sean Manaea is on the disabled list, all of a sudden Bassett becomes more important.
Absolutely, and I think there are a lot of guys in the minor leagues. Bassett gets the call today, coming off Tommy John surgery. Coincidentally, he made 3 starts, outstanding starts. Of course, remember the one in Detroit where he had a lot of family and friends at that ball game cheering for him. He pitched well there. He's pitched well in the last 3. He goes to the minor leagues, his first start since early July, so look forward to him pitching well and staying healthy.
All right, Jose Barrios is going to pitch for the Minnesota Twins, and really, he's one of the best young pitchers in the American League. When he's on, he can dominate you.
He will not be traded. The A's will be seeing him for the first time once again today, as they have seen a couple in this series already. But this young man has an outstanding fastball, a great curveball, a changeup. He's very fiery on the mound. He's not afraid to challenge guys with the fastball inside, push them off the plate, but he's a young man that the Minnesota Twins like having him in the rotation. I think it's going to be interesting today to see him for the first time, see how the A's players deal with him.
All right, so the A's will try to beat Barrios and the Twins and win the series here at Target Field today. Now up next, we will check back in with the A's pregame live studios, and then after that, back to Target Field for lineups and first pitch, the A's and the Twins.
brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
So welcome back to Target Field in Minneapolis. Final game of this 4-game series. A's with a win can take the series and head to Houston with what we hope will be a little momentum for a huge series against the Astros starting tomorrow night. But a little work to do today here in Minneapolis. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Here's the deal with the weather. It's nice out, 78 degrees. It's humid. There is a chance of some rain starting around 2 o'clock. It's like 40-50% chance. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. It's 40-50% chance of rain really starting at 2 for about the rest of the afternoon. So we'll see if that comes into play. We certainly hope that it does not. All right, here's the starting lineup for the Oakland A's, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Nick Martini is in left. Matt Chapman's at third. Lowry's at second. Davis is the DH. Then it's Olsen at first. Piscotty in right. Simeon at short. Laureano in center. And Josh Fegley is your catcher.
And the young man who has never faced the Athletics to be the last team he's faced in his major league career, the Athletics, for Jose Barrios, who a very good young pitcher, as we documented. 27 start for the right-hander. Loves his fastball, but also told he loves his curveball, but he loves to pitch, and he's got a great arm. And I would say he's probably going to be in a Twins uniform for a long time. But Kipe, regarding the weather, I think if they thought it was going to rain, they may not even start the game. So this is good news that they're starting on time. See how long it goes before it does start.
First pitch of the game is a strike to Nick Martini. So we're underway here in Minneapolis. Umpires, that's Jansen Visconti calling balls and strike. Tim Timmons at first. Mike Malinsky at second. And that was Mike Winters, who's the crew chief, and he's down at third.
Snowball?
Snowball. Don't want her to be mad at me.
No.
I do not recall, Ray, seeing Jansen Visconti before this series, the home plate umpire today. So we don't know a whole lot about his strike zone. And generally, umpires have certain strike zone characteristics that we get to know a little bit. And we'll see what it is with Visconti as the first batter of the game. Nick Martini strikes out. So out number one, the defense today for the Minnesota Twins. It has Grossman in left, Kepler in center, Cave is in right. Sano, Polanco, Forsythe, and Austin around the infield with Mitch Garver doing the catching.
One thing we know about Jansen Visconti is the Hall of Fame manager Paul Molitor. His fourth season looks on as a young pitcher, but the one thing on the check swing, Visconti immediately went to third base umpire for the appeal, which that's good. Absolutely. He didn't call it himself, and Garver asked for the appeal, gave it to him. Mike Winters called him out. I think that's always special because, you know, my feelings about those things, but good to see it. But the A's, of course, as mentioned, Barrios has never faced the Athletics. As a matter of fact, he has never faced the A's, and it's the only team in baseball that he has not faced, the American League at least. But so the A's will have to get to know this young man. And as we always mention, Adam Roden, the best at creating all kinds of video on them. See what he can say. God. Wow, he's got a lot of people he's thankful for. God, number one.
Well, if I had his stuff, I'd be thanking a lot of people too.
That's right.
He's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
Last 10 starts, he has not been quite as good. His previous 16, 8-5, 3.15 ERA, and those previous 16 starts, well, they got him an invite to the All-Star game, and he pitched an inning in the All-Star game. He's pretty good. He's 24 years old, from Puerto Rico. He was first-round pick of the Twins in 2012, 32nd pick overall. Jose Barrios. Chapman, left field, hit well. Grossman near the wall, and that baby's gone. Right down the line, Chapman homers, 1-0 A's.
Yeah, Chapman did a great job taking curveballs. Then finally, Barrios hung one, and Chapman didn't miss it. What a great swing down the line. That's a great place to go. And great to get on the board early. Chapman, number 19, this hanging breaking ball. This is perfect, especially with 2 strikes, the way he stayed back on it. So a strikeout and then a hanger. The A's have a 1-0 lead with the second batter of the game. That's a big blow.
So Chapman, who's had a big series, it's his second home run in the series. He's 7 for 15 now against the Twins this weekend. Good start to the afternoon for the Athletics. That's their 7th home run in this series. Oh, 1 to Jed Lowry. Lowry at 272, 20 homers, 79 RBIs.
Just a great swing. Matt Chapman so strong. We've seen opposite field on fastballs, but by waiting as well as he does, this allows him to hit a curveball down the left field line, 339 feet.
Forsythe, tough play, and he hangs with it. So Logan Forsythe handles a very hard hit ball by Jed Lowry for the second out here in the first.
The ball hit very hard. We've seen a few hard hit balls in this series by the Athletics, but the old animal, nice play by Forsythe, the one hopper, and just kind of reached up, grabbed it after he caught it, had plenty of time. But a very difficult play. He made it look easy.
So 2 outs for Chris Davis. Chris Davis takes well off the plate.
But it seems when Chapman hits a home run, Davis does, or vice versa. Well, Chapman's done it first today. See if KD can get number 40, get the record books for the Athletics. He'll do it eventually.
Davis has 1 hit in this series, and it was a home run.
Check on the pitcher.
Yep.
Huh.
Garvin Alston, the pitching coach, is coming out. Paul Molitor's coming out. And now the training staff coming out.
Well, great stat our guys showed on the 3-3. His last starts, and Young and his trainer is the ones asking questions. I had an upset stomach this morning too.
Did you?
Yeah, 3 in the morning.
Really? Wish I'd have known. I could have helped you out.
No, I wasn't going to bother you. But this is the last pitch, and ran inside. Really didn't throw it with a great conviction. Cap, I spoke to Garvin Austin today about the home run that Lucroy hit. I said, "Did you have enough time to sit down?" And he said, as a matter of fact, no. We were talking about that. And I said, what did you say? And he said, I told him he's going to be swinging the first pitch. Start him off down and away, something hard. So he gets back, and he's just picking up his notes, getting ready to sit down, and boom, you see, here's the home run. And he asked the guy, he said, what was the pitch? And he told him, he says, where was it? He looked on the board, he said exactly the opposite of what I told him to do. And Luke hit the home run. So that's what happens a lot of times. The pitching coach makes an effort, goes out, sits down, or doesn't sit down. First pitch, gone. Big home run by the Athletics and Jonathan Lucroy.
3-1 now to Chris Davis. Mike Fiers, another good outing last night.
Boy, he's so happy to be here. Why not?
Mighty swing and a miss, and now 3-2. Fiers got the win last night, his 10th win of the year, pitched into the 6th inning, 7 strikeouts.
You know, Cap, one thing he said today, and we've talked about it at the back end of the bullpen, he says, you have this kind of a bullpen, you're not opposed to coming out. You want to pitch late and deep in games.
What a play by Polanco. He spins, bounces his throw to first. In time, no, it's not. Austin came off the bag.
Seemed like, I think, Chris Davis running out of the box might have thought the ball was in the outfield, but what a play by Polanco. spinning, and a good throw. If Austin keeps his foot on the bag, Katie's out. That's a rob right there, trying to go between the shift, and just could not keep his foot on the bag. What a play by Polanco into the outfield. Say between he and Way. Wow, just could not. He keeps his foot on it. It's a whole different story.
And there's no way for Polanco to know.
No.
But he had enough time.
Yeah.
Logan Forsythe sprinting out to his new position of left field.
And this was the runner on base.
So now they have Sano at the shortstop spot, Polanco at the second base spot. So they're actually playing a normal position. And 4 outfielders. Unbelievable. So this is new, right? This is new.
Right here is where his foot comes off as he catches the ball. That might have been challengeable, but maybe too close. That's Timmons. Timmy. What is it?
Timmy and Tommy Timmons. Strip malls. So the outfield, all 4 of them playing very deep. That's a good changeup there by Barrios.
A change up, like you said, and not quite like Fernando Rodney, but if you have Rodney on your ball club, which Rios did for a while before the A's acquired him, try to pick his brain and figure out how he does it, especially against lefties.
2 pitch stays outside. Pitchcast today brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Got him. So the A's get a run on Matt Chapman's 19th home run of the year. Half an inning in the books. A's leading it 1-0. Starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Mauer, Forsythe, Polanco, Sano, Kepler, Austin, Cave, Garver, and Grossman. There's your Twins lineup.
Well, welcome back, Chris Bassett, and we hope you're here a while because he pitched well in his last 3 starts before he was optioned back in about July the 12th. So Seabass, as they call him, of 40, making the start against the Twins this afternoon. 7th start for the right-hander. Coming off Tommy John surgery, he's been pitching well.
So 6 starts for Bassett at the big league level, 2-3, 3.38 ERA. So decent numbers. We've said this about Chris Bassett before, Ray. I just think he's searching for some consistency. We'll see him have a good outing or 2 and then struggle for an outing or 2.
Well, he was in that category and has been one of those that not a lot of run support last year. Or at 16 before he had the surgery. He was one of those that go out and just could not get in run support. Edwin Jackson kind of that category this year for the Athletics.
2-1 to Joe Mauer. Mauer is 4 for 12 in the series. He's got an RBI. Bounces that one in the hole. Simeon's got it. His jump throw to first is in time. Joe Mauer thinks he was safe.
Well, Tim Timmons kind of waited and looked at the bag, looked at the foot, looked at everything. But that's one of those plays that really all Marcus Semien can do is this: jump, throw, bounce it, stretch, bang, bang, and he hit in the middle of the bag. I think there. Let's see what happens here. He's safe, even though he hit the front or the middle of the bag, which you like to hit the front. But great play by Marcus Semien. Great stretch by Matt Olson.
As we like to say, maybe he looked a little more safe than out, but the call was out.
And the call last night on the ball that hit Ostadillo's bat on the knob was said not definitive enough to see that it did not, that it hit his hand and not the bat. And this was not definitive that he was safe by a large margin. So we'll see what they're saying in New York. Busy day for the folks in New York. There's a lot of baseball on this Sunday afternoon.
Here we go. Joe Mauer is second. So it'll be a leadoff single for Mauer. So Marcus Semien did everything he could. Foot on the base, yeah, that's the right call.
The ball getting in the back of the glove.
It's got to get in.
Yeah, it's got to get the back of the first baseman's mitt. That shot right there might have been the determining factor. Still an extra play by Semien.
So here's Logan Forsythe. A little bit outside, could have been a strike.
There's your angle. And we know that Mr. Visconti has a very tight strike zone, at least so far.
And that one misses inside. Now it's 2-2. Bassett's last start at the big league level was July 11th in Houston, and he won. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, and the A's won that game 8-3. That was the series where the A's went into Houston and took 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Here's a strike. He was sent down soon after that. He got his first win this year on the 27th of June in Detroit. And that was a big deal because he had waited a long time, a couple of years.
Like August the 4th of 2015 against the Orioles.
Defensively, the A's have Martini, Laureano, and Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman, Semien, Lowry, and Olson on the infield, and Josh Phegley is your catcher. Yeah, there was a Tommy John surgery stuck in the middle of that. 2016, missed most of the year because of Tommy John.
April the 29th, they had the surgery. That's a good off-speed pitch.
And he gets Logan Forsythe swinging.
But the thing about what happened, the last 3 starts before he was sent back to AAA, he pitched great, including that one you talked about. And there's that slow curveball, which he has, that tantalizingly slow curveball at 69 miles per hour.
Well, today in the 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch brought to you by Xfinity. It's the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Here's Jorge Polanco, the shortstop, hitting in the 3rd spot today. Polanco 2 for 9 with an RBI in the series. Seabass.
Seabass trying to quicken his delivery to the plate in case Maurer, who does not run, would think about it, but you might wonder, well, he was just called up. How did he get a nickname? They did this in spring training.
Yeah.
MLB came in and talked to the players, and
Maury's got it. He spins out at second to throw to first. Not quite in time. It'll be a fielder's choice for Polanco.
And that's why you try to get the lead runner. You know you're not going to turn a double play, but you'd rather get the lead runner. And Polanco, good speed hitting from the left side, able to get down the line quickly. But at least you take the runner out of scoring position with the force out.
No, 2 outs for Sano. Well, the public address announcer here at Target Field came into our booth and he asked us, well, does Chris Bassitt have a nickname? Ray and I did not know that he had a name down, which he did, which was Seabass, but we just decided to tell the public address announcer that it was Hound. Yeah, he goes by Hound.
Bassitt Hound. And then
so we sat and waited to see if the announcer said Bassitt Hound, and he did. He went with Seabass, so we tried.
Well, we figured the PA announcer is either a hunter or a fisherman. Bassitt Hound and then Seabass. Yeah,
we are in Minnesota, right? We liked Bassitt Hound.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think that would just put Hound on
just
the back.
Hound, that's it.
Just be Hound.
Simple, powerful, but no. He figured us out, the public address announcer.
Speaking of powerful, Miguel Sano is hitting fourth today.
12 homers, 39 RBIs. His home run last night, probably one of the longest we've seen this year, hit against the Athletic.
Cut that up to a few home runs.
460. It landed in the first row of the third deck in left field. And we're not lying.
Yeah.
We have proof. We have video proof.
He's at a 4-0 lead, so Mike Fiers said, yeah, I'll just challenge you and see if I can get you. Well, he didn't. That fan got a baseball in the third deck, estimated 460. Statcast, what, 450, 55? A long one nonetheless, but it's a solo. It was a solo.
And a mighty swing rolls it foul. Remember last year he hit one into somebody's bowl of soup in center field. Watch this thing. You think we're joking? There's a restaurant on top, right?
Yeah.
Incoming. That one may have been third.
That was a long way.
Just trying to have a little lunch.
You think maybe what was it, Thursday night we saw right field well, or Friday night, and caught a ball, and then some lady was smelling it. Maybe they smelled a ball, had soup on it or something from up in the restaurant. Who knows? But nobody normally smells a baseball, but it is cowhide. Has some mud on it.
Center field. Laureano now drifting into right center, and he's got it. So a high towering drive, but an out. 1-0 A's after one.
Had the opportunity, given the opportunity to start today, and it's off to a good start. And for the Athletics, 3 wins and get out of town. They lost the opener of the series. Win today. They win 3 out of 4, win the series. And for Bob Melvin, he'd love to take the 3 out of 4 with the momentum type, as you talked about, into Houston, where they'll take on the Astros tomorrow night. They'll finish their series in Anaheim today.
Yeah, the A's would like to go in hot because it looks like the Astros are going to go into the series hot. The Astros have won 4 in a row, and they will try to sweep the Angels a little bit later this afternoon. Astros have won 9-3 and 8-3 in the first 2 games in that series out in Anaheim.
And they're getting healthy, and of course they have their spark plug back and Jose Altuve.
Springer has not been playing lately. He's not on the disabled list, but you get the feeling that tomorrow night he'll be in there.
Oh yeah.
We don't know that for sure, but certainly possible. The Astros with the 1.5 lead over the A's. Fair ball. Sano behind the bag. His throw not quite in time. Piscotty beat it out.
Wallace, going to challenge that one too. Good play by Sano. Good hustle by Piscotty, and he took a double away from David Piscotty, but strong throw. He did bounce it, which is smart, but Piscotty able to beat it out. This time he got the front of the bag. The 2-strike hit for the Athletics. The 3 hits all coming with 2 strikes.
So that'll bring up Marcus Semien. Marcus at 263 with 10 home runs. He's 2 for 11 in the series.
Big Marine.
Inside, and now it's 2-0. See the nickname for Berrios, La Maquina, which is Spanish for the machine.
Doesn't Pujols wear on his back the machine or machine? Because
hit machine.
Not in Spanish, it's just machine, and he is.
Berrios got that nickname in the minor leagues. So 3-0 to Marcus Semien. Would he have the green light? Didn't look like it. Takes a strike.
That was a good pitch to hit down the left field line in the seats. Inner half of the plate.
Bounced to third, but foul, and now the count is full. Berrios is not a big guy, 6 foot, 205 pounds.
Kind of reminds you a little bit of the late Jose Fernandez.
Yeah, he is not.
The Marlins.
Got the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Left field, Grossman back. Grossman's going to have just enough room, and he makes the catch. And he may have got in a little bit on Marcus Semien.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's what it sounded like, and the distinctive sound of what Sano when he hit his to the roof, but came down fortunately in play. But Marcus Semien did not have that same crack of the bat.
So with 1 out, Ramon Laureano will hit. Laureano at 304, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. He's 3 for 6 in the series. And a double. He's got a homer. He's also walked 3 times. So he's doing a lot of good things.
the fact that he's starting against a tough right-hander. Of course, plays a very good center field, and perhaps that factored into Bob Melvin's decision about playing him today. Mark Canha had been playing center.
Tapped foul.
This is what he did on Friday. The home run came in late for defense, and he and Piscotty in the same inning, which helped. That was in the ninth cap after they scored 3 in the 8th. Well, Matt Chapman's 3-run home run.
Only 3 in the 8th. Huh? Up the middle, off the glove of Barrios. He's going to throw to second to get the out there, back to first. Not in time. Barrios still sitting on the ground. That was a shot. Says he's okay. Scary.
Very scary, especially back up the middle as hard as that ball was hit as he followed through and put the glove up, fortunately, in front of his face, his head. And, of course, I've even tried to turn the double play, even though Laureano runs too well. But a great play by Barrios to catch the ball or knock it down and then retrieve it enough time to throw to second.
So 2 outs. It'll be a fielder's choice for Laureano. And here's Josh Fegley. Barrios threw 22 pitches in the first inning. First pitch to Fegley is a strike. Overall, 37 pitches now for the young right-hander. Runner bluffs to Laureano, and then he gets back to first. .60% fastballs this year for Barrios. 31% curve. So he likes that curveball, Ray.
He does, and you know, throw the 2 and 4-seam fastball. But bottom line, he likes the fastball. He likes the curve, and you're throwing 90% of those pitches.
Runner goes, throw to second base. Not in time as the ball pops out of the glove of Logan Forsythe. It'll be a stolen base for Laureano.
Well, maybe the flare, the first pitch was maybe just to see what kind of a jump he could get, because he does take off nicely, and he was going to beat the throw. Fortunately, did not overslide the bag. Kept his foot on it, pitched down and in, and tough pitch for Garver to throw, but going into the runner, but he was safe anyway. Nice straddle by
He's deep. Give him a place to slide. Right. Well, Ray, I grew up in the Midwest, and so did you. And when it gets a little breezy, well, what do you think that means?
And that's not fog up above us. Those are clouds.
It's just a little breezy in this part of the country. When that happens,
and
rain is in the area.
You can smell it too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could smell the rain.
No question about it.
And they must not be smelling the rain until quarters. Maybe the concrete needs to dry before then.
Yeah, concrete's dry. We found that out last night.
But the clouds in the sky, I mean, they started getting cloudy right before game time.
Rolled slowly. Blanco's going to have to hurry, and he kicked it. Looked like he got a little nonchalant, and I'm not sure that was the play to do that. He was going to have to hurry. So it's going to be an error.
And, you know, I would love to have seen him catch the ball, throw, and see if Fegley could have beaten. Now, Fegley can run.
Fegley's pretty fast.
Yeah, he can get down the line, and because of his nonchalant play, he's going to be given an error, and Josh Fegley, unfortunately, is going to reach first base on the year. You know, okay, speaking of the Midwest and Josh Fegley, how about a special weekend? It is Players Weekend, but he's got his father here.
That's awesome.
It's a father-son weekend. His father, John, over from Claire to be named later. We don't talk about his nickname, but his dad was here on Thursday. He was so excited. He said this is a father-son weekend. So John got to enjoy it. He saw his son play one inning on Thursday, but this afternoon he gets the start. Mitch Fegley, he can run, and strong young man. And then shut it down once he saw or perhaps heard the crowd groan with the error.
Martini gets jammed. It's a little pop-up. A's fan made the play.
You know, we saw Josh Fegley in the elevator as we arrived, and he got off on the floor, and he said his father has not gone to watch him play except where he can drive because he's from Indiana. And I said, did your father not fly? He says, oh, he flies, but he just has driven to the parks where he's played more in the Midwest.
Tough play. Sano, the third baseman, and he's got it. Grossman was there as well, but Sano grabs it, and the A's strand a pair.
California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So 1-0, A's lead the Twins, bottom of the second inning. Sometimes, Art, you got to figure it out on your own, right?
Yeah.
To me and to you, that looked like a cherry sitting on the end of a spoon.
What do you think it was from reality?
I have no idea. We're simple men, Ray.
I know I am. That looked like to me. It looked like it's edible.
In a spoon.
It's
Yeah.
ready to eat.
I don't think it needs to be more complicated than that.
Put a little ice cream next to it.
I'm
Be
sure it's
perfect,
something
man.
completely opposite. Simplicity.
Yeah.
Good weekend for A's fans. They have showed up nicely here in Minnesota.
It's a cherry on a spoon. In the water. That's a big spoon, big cherry, lots of water. Got the cars in the background, downtown Minneapolis.
I want to know more. Sean Manaea.
Oh, that's a.
We know how you feel, Sean. It's these day games after night games. I mean, heck, we had to work for 3 hours last night, right?
Yeah, let's show this. The impingement occurred when he was rolling. That has that big bubble. Was it his left arm that he was rotating?
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Placed on the disabled list today was Sean Manaea.
So Pagan, who was actually It was recalled and it wasn't even sent out.
Emilio Pagan was actually sent to AAA for Chris Bassett. But then this morning, so Pagan never left is what we're saying. So this morning, Manaea goes on the disabled list. Pagan back on the active roster. So that's how that went. So we'll keep our fingers crossed with Sean Manaea. We hope it's a very short-term thing. We think that it is. And make sure he's healthy for the final month.
And normally, and just to explain, goes on the disabled list 10 days. And Pagan's option, normally he has to stay 10. But he can come back if there's an injury, which is what happened. Once Manaea went on the disabled list, that created the availability of Pagan being optioned, but yet being able to be brought back within the same 24 hours.
So Sean Manaea pitched on Friday, which was the 24th of August.
So I think he can go the next day. So it should be the 25th. Could be. And then 6 days, 10. He missed a start.
Down the right field line, Piscotty hustling over, maybe, and it drops just into the seats. So with Sean Manaea going on the disabled list, then he finishes out the rotation of guys who went on the disabled list. All 5 guys who started the season in the A's rotation, which is a completely different deal than it is now, but they've all now been on the disabled list.
12 pitchers. He defeated the Twins, went 5+ innings. Got a base hit, came out. The bullpen did a great job, 4 shutout innings. And Sean Manaea got the win.
Well, this one will be playable. Piscotty comes in a little bit, and he makes the catch. So Tyler Austin is retired.
Okay, we noticed the velocity, which is prevalent in basically every pitch thrown. You start to see 88, you wonder, is that his fastball? And that it was decreasing in velocity, and I'm sure that was a concern for the ball club. And as we have talked about, his pitch count has really not exceeded the most he's thrown this year is 108. And that was the 180 pitched in his no-hitter against the Red Sox. That was April 21st, 106 on June the 22nd. Other than that, only exceeded 90 pitches 9 times.
Here's Jake Cave. Cave takes outside. .265 for Cave. He's got 6 home runs. Mariners will be at the Diamondbacks again today. The Mariners will be going for the sweep.
How about that comeback last night?
Yeah. It'll be Mike Leake for Seattle and Zach Greinke for the Diamondbacks. The Mariners will be off on Monday.
Corey's brother got to Boxburger.
That's right.
That's respect for your brother when you put, say, Kyle Seager puts Corey's brother on his back for the nickname.
And the Mariners will be at San Diego Tuesday and Wednesday, and then of course in Oakland Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So a long road trip for the Mariners. Mariners and the A's still have 7 games left against each other. Those 4 in Oakland coming up, and then 3 in Seattle the final week of the year. A's with a 4-game lead over the Mariners for the second wild card spot. Just saw a note, Ray. Juan Nicasio, who was a big free agent signing for the Mariners, has not pitched great this year. The big right-handed reliever. He's having season-ending knee surgery.
Wow. Well, that's why the acquisition of Colomé helps out, because he has been in that 8th inning role. Nicasio before him.
A little bit outside on 3-1. So a couple of walks here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Well, as we have always said, you never want to give free passes, and Bob Melvin knows that. On Thursday, you get a hanging breaking ball with a couple of strikes. You should do exactly what Mitch Garver did. This was from Trevor Cahill. Tommy Wilson had started, but stepped on the bat, had a sprained ankle. He came out, Garver in, and ended up hitting a big 2-run double. That was a game changer. Bassett did have 5 walks in a game at Detroit when he picked up the win. Did not allow a run. Had 5 strikeouts in the game.
First pitch is inside to Garver. So Scott Emerson's going to come out. Emo. Would you say that Chris Bassett, Ray, and we've seen him for a while now, he pitches with some emotion, and maybe at times he needs to try to make sure it keeps it under control?
Yeah, it's a good point. And, you know, it's not easy to pitch the way he has pitched. You know, to be acquired,
down, yeah.
and then Tommy John surgery, and then I mean this year he came up twice early in the season, didn't even pitch, was optioned back. So yeah, I mean I'm sure he wants to impress, and to our Nissan keys of the game, a great opportunity for him getting the starting today.
So maybe easy to say, hey, just go out and pitch your game, Chris, but for him it may be more of, hey, I got to make an impression,
right,
because this may be the only start I get. I'm sick of going back down to the minor leagues.
And you know the one thing, and again the Sean Manaea DL, that could help him because they're going to need a starter next weekend, and the whole purpose of him coming up today was to give extra days to the guys who are in the rotation, including Brett Anderson, who will start tomorrow. That today was his scheduled start, but it is tough, okay, because you know when you are going back and forth, and again to explain the options, you only use one a year, and so you go up as many times as the club wants to see you. And unfortunately, I think with Emilio Pagan, he had options left, and he was the one that was sent out initially.
Wow, swing and a miss. There's that big slow curve, 69 miles per hour. So he picked the right time to throw it.
And whatever Scott Emerson said, it worked, because he came back and threw back-to-back strikes after the first pitch ball, and then finished with this one. I mean, it just floats up there. That's in the strike zone, even if Garver doesn't swing at it. The other one that he got a strikeout with Forsythe on the curveball in the first inning, that was more in the dirt, but Scott Emerson, and you could tell when Emo goes out, that head's bobbing up and down, and he's not fishing. He's talking to the point that I think he's getting his point across. And sometimes you have to know your personnel, whether you're a catcher or pitching coach. Who can you yell at? Who do you have to be calm with? But Emo has been good, knowing his pitchers, and in this case, hope it works with Chris Bassett.
Here's the switch hitter, Robbie Grossman.
Oh, come on. Well, if that was the catcher, then it's on Fegley. But it still shouldn't be done. You need to do it before. Just don't want, especially guys that Tommy John surgery, trying to stop his delivery.
First pitch strike to Grossman. Grossman playing left field today. He's 3 for 8 in this series. Shoots that one foul, and the count 0-2. Good speed at second base in Kepler. Tried that big slow curve, and the count 1-2. Robbie Grossman, a .333 batting average with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Grounded to second. Right to Lowry. Side retired. So Bassett gets out of the jam. Twins strand a pair, and the A's have a 1-0 lead after 2. And the NBC Sports app presented by your NorCal Honda. Yankees fan and an A's fan doing their best to get along.
No, and they're both talking about, and you know, the Yankees are saying, that fan's probably saying, you know, the Yankees are only 7 out. You know, 7 behind the Red Sox, and they have 6 to play each other.
And look at that Rays Red Sox score. The Rays leading the Red Sox 6-0 in the 6th inning. Yankees will play tonight. They'll be the nationally televised game. Yankees in Baltimore. Slowly hit.
Oh, here's the race.
Barrios going to have to hustle over, and they do indeed get the speedy Matt Chapman.
Well, for Matt Chapman hitting the 2-2 curveball in the first inning, the only run of the game. Let's check out StatCast, and there it is. It's high. It's only 94, so really not a blazer off the bat. 35 degree, did travel 348. It's only 339 down the line, so just right. Forget about the exit velocity. It's the end result that counts. And for Chappie, his 19th, and it was just enough.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. Lowry hits would foul down the left field line, so that was home run number 19 for Matt Chapman. Lowest opponent's average versus the curveball. League is hitting 174 against Barrios. Blake Snell, he's got a good one.
And you think about the curveballs thrown today by these 2 pitchers. There's one, and there it is, the opposite field as they're playing in the pool, which sometimes shocks me, but Jed Lowry's that good of a hitter. But they're different types of curveballs today from Barrios and for Bassett. This is the backdoor breaking ball, but really takes a lot off towards the outside at 80 miles per hour. But we've seen Chris Bassett's at 69. But Jed Lowry's a professional hitter. That's a good hitter to recognize the breaking ball outside, and really probably to see the shift to the right side, and took advantage of the open hole on the left.
So hit number 4, and here's Chris Davis. He takes outside. Davis had a base hit in the first. Chris Davis with 39 home runs. J.D. Martinez with 38. Jose Ramirez with 37. Joey Gallo with 34. RBIs, Martinez 110. Davis 103. Ramirez 91. Edwin Encarnacion is 85. Everybody's like, Encarnacion struggling a little bit. Then at the end of the year, He hits 35 home runs and knocks in 110 runs every year.
Carries that little parakeet with him.
Absolutely.
On his arm as he goes around the bases. Craig Kimbrell starts that way. I always wondered what happened if he ever hit a home run off Kimbrell, what they would do.
Huh. It's a very fair question. J.D. Martinez leads the league in hitting. 337. Mookie Betts is second, 335. Altuve is third at 331. Segura is fourth at 316. So Jose Altuve's got a shot for another batting title. J.D. Martinez has a legitimate shot at a triple crown. How about that?
Well, first at bat for Chris Davis against the young right-hander, Cole Stewart, to the side of the second deck.
So what you're saying, Ray, is it's been a while since Chris Davis is home.
Since this is Sunday.
I mean, it's not like we're spoiled or anything. At that time, as Chris Davis strikes out.
Well, he didn't give him a fastball for sure. It's not surprising. Here's a big sweeping breaking ball. Started, looked good, and that's what makes the curveball good, because he can start it towards the inside part of the plate, sweep it across the plate, and it ends up exactly where he'd like it. Yeah, remember when Chris Davis hit a home run against Justin Verlander on the 14th of June, did not hit his 21st until at Cleveland.
Yeah, he had a drought.
Yeah, the 7th of July. So he went a long time, but I think you've described him perfectly. Hits them in bunches, and he can get on a roll and just start hitting them. Oh, 4 outfielders again.
And his bunches are just more than other people's bunches. That's right. 4 outfielders. We saw this against Olsen in the first inning, and he struck out. There are 2 outs and a runner at first. Sano is playing a shifted over shortstop spot. He's fairly close to second base.
Wow, it'd have to be.
Outside. Most pitches per plate appearance in the big leagues this year. Matt Olson is 4th. Matt Olson, he walks a fair amount. He's got 52 walks, strikes out a fair amount. He's got 128 strikeouts. So that all comes into play as far as how many pitches he's seeing per at bat. But if you're over 4, that's a lot.
Well, I'm still saying, I mentioned it before, Keith Lippman, Director of Player Development for the Athletics, he sees all the players come through, and if he says that Matt Olson has a great eye and great power, spot on, because we have seen the power, and you mentioned the patience, being able to recognize pitches in the strike zone, but maybe he doesn't know how to recognize 4 outfielders.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going is drilled into the upper deck foul, and it bounces all the way down to the lower deck.
That was another slider that came into the wheelhouse.
More A's fans. Oh, the foam finger. Foam finger never gets old, does it?
No.
Second baseman Logan Forsythe. Actually, I take that back. That's Polanco. So the 4 outfielders got me. I got to pay better attention, Ray. Where was the second baseman?
In left field.
Sports California is brought to you by your Northern California Acura dealers. Hurry in today for the Acura Summer of Performance event with some of the hottest offers of the year.
All right, 1-0. The A's lead the Twins. It's the bottom of the third inning from Target Field. See, you see something different. Like, I've never seen that jersey there that the gentleman has on. Kind of has that Field of Dreams jersey look to it a little bit, doesn't it?
Maybe Mark, our new stat over here, maybe he made it up.
No, he's working on an interesting note for us, which we're going to give to you momentarily.
Okay. That is a good looking jersey.
Gentleman enjoying his food, that's for sure.
I would too. That looks like it's pretty good. It's pretty good food. Looks good anyway.
Mauer, Forsythe, and Polanco against Chris Bassett. Bassett, 16 pitches in the first inning, 21 pitches in the second inning. Up the middle, Simeon ranging to his left, throws out Joe Mauer.
Okay, you can talk about the food all you want. There's nothing better than the food trucks at the Coliseum. Food trucks are good. There's a lot of good food there. That's one of the highlights of going to the games at the Coliseum. Right back up the middle. Chris, get out of the way. Don't look. Oh, no. Fortunately, he missed it. He's upset, but you got to know where your fielders are. Because Marcus Semien was right behind him, and Joe Mauer not fleet of foot. So Marcus this time able to get Mauer. You know, pitchers will tell you, they a lot of times cannot tell how hard the ball is hit, so they react. They stab at a ball. But in a case where there are so many shifts now, turn around, take a look. Maybe there's somebody right behind you. You do not have to try to catch a ball. Let it go cleanly to the infielder. Makes it easier.
More action for Simeon. That's out number 2.
Okay, Derek Shelton is the new bench coach for Paul Molitor. He'd been a hitting coach for the Tampa Bay Rays. And the first thing he was talking about was the throwing of Marcus Simeon. So that is what has developed around baseball, where other teams notice the defense of the Athletics, of course, with Chapman and Olsen in the corners. But Derek talked about Marcus Simeon specifically, and I thought that was quite impressive because I think we've been impressed with his improvement at shortstop.
It's a little bit better every year.
Yeah, catching the ball, throwing the ball, and just see that confidence when the ball is hit to him now. And it's going to be an out. Matt Williams, of course, working with the infielders. Third base coach, Ryan Christensen, the bench coach for the skipper.
One and one the count to Jorge Polanco, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Line drive left field, and that's going to be a base hit. 2-out single for Polanco. And that'll get Miguel Sano on that bat. So here's what happened today, Ray. Trying to make it quick.
Fastball down the middle, and Polanco, but a good play by Martini. You'd like to make all the plays, but sometimes it's best to back off, take the base hit, give it to him. Well, it's right there. He backs up a little bit, so you can see the single. What you got?
Kendrys Morales homered again today. 7th consecutive game that he has homered. Pretty impressive list he's on. We'll tell you about that list when we come back, as Sano with a check swing, ground out. Bassett will take it.
Cherry moment this season. Get A's home screen icons. Features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
So 1-0, the A's lead the Twins. We have reached the top of the 4th inning. Stephen Piscotty, first pitch he sees, he swings and misses. Piscotty, Simeon, and Laureano here in the 4th. A's with their run in the first inning on Chapman's home run, 2 batters into the game. Up the middle, and that's a base hit.
Okay, if you look at the pitch count of Barrios, the A's doing what they do best. They've never seen Barrios before. However, he's thrown 63 pitches with 1 batter in the 4th inning. Low fastball, 91. Probably not the velocity that everybody's talking about with this young man, but location of the pitch not bad. It was down. Stephen Piscotty gets his 2nd hit. Darren Bush has all the numbers. Outstanding hitting coach for the Athletics. And Mike Aldretti. Aldo's probably in the cage right now with somebody working on some things. Batting cage here is just right behind the dugout. Just go out the door down towards the 3rd base into the dugout, and a few steps. You got Adam Roden there, and you got the batting cage, which is outstanding for the hitters.
Marcus Simeon takes a strike on the inside corner. So Ray, Kendrys Morales homers for the 7th consecutive game today. The Major League record, of course, is 8 consecutive games with a home run. Ken Griffey, Don Mattingly, and Dale Long are the 3 players that have homered in 8 consecutive games.
I think I did it 3, and I was happy.
I'd put you on this list.
I mean, seriously, but do you think about 8 consecutive? Kendrys Morales is a switch hitter, and so he's got a chance. He's got the power to do it.
Sano's got it. Fires to second for 1. Forsythe, pretty good footwork, but the ball is rolling past the first baseman, Tyler Austin.
Well, Piscotty's going to stay at second because they want to make sure to see if Forsythe is on the bag. Piscotty with the skipper, Bob Melvin, and speaking about Adam Roden, he's got the video right now. I think they're going to say he did have, but White, if he catches the ball, it's probably a double play. Forsythe did a magical job at second. The footwork, that's what was impressive. Led with his left, touched it with his right, and then completed the throw. A little bit offline, but a nice play by Forsythe.
Yeah, that's probably a ball that at this level, you got to turn the double play.
Got to turn it, exactly.
And it started with really Sano. The throw was not a great throw. That's Cave, who drifts into right center field, so Laureano is retired. So 2 away.
You know, for 4 games, every time the name Cave is mentioned, I think of Art Kushner. Caveman. Great coach, great catcher, caught one of Nolan Ryan's 7 no-hitters. Coach for Tony La Russa. Caveman.
We saw Jim Thome yesterday. Jim Thome hit a home run in 7 consecutive games.
Yes, he did.
Kevin Mensch hit a home run in 7 consecutive games.
Got a great memory.
I can read too. That helps a lot. Barry Bonds did it in 7 consecutive games. So that's a pretty short list that Kendrys Morales is on.
That's right.
But 8 is the record. We saw Kendrys Morales earlier in the year, middle of May. He was scuffling big time.
You know, Kev, I think we both agree that it will always remain unknown what kind of career he could have had he not jumped on home plate in that walk-off grand slam and affected his ankle. I mean, he's barely.
He does not move well.
No, he's one-dimensional. If there, I mean, it's strictly hitting. Can't run, but he can hit. But his mobility affected by his broken ankle, never really recovered. And I thought it was interesting. Oh, the manager said, we'll never let anybody else jump. They're doing it all the time.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Every single time I see it, I watch to see if they jump. And 75% of the guys do.
Exactly. And you never know if a foot's going to be on the plate because you have to hit the plate when you hit a home run. If it's the run that wins, so the umpire has to watch that.
That one rolled to the right side. Forsythe has it, throws to first. So the A's got a leadoff single, nothing else. We are headed to the bottom of the fourth. Kepler to lead it off, 1-0 A's. Pretty good, Jonathan Lucroy. His home run last night. In A's franchise history, it was home run number 13,000. 13,000. That's right. Helped the A's win the game. They're winning again today, 1-0, bottom of the fourth inning. So who hit home run number 12,000? Well, we remember Brandon Moss. Who hit 11,000? Bobby Kilty. Miguel Tejada hit 10,000. So all big names, Ray, Gene Tennis, Gino as we like to call him.
Yeah. Karnak, who never hit a lot of home runs. He just happened to hit at the right time.
Sam Chapman. I don't think he's related to Matt Chapman. Jimmy Fox, Hall of Famer. Mickey Cochran.
Yeah, you could probably win a few games with that lineup.
Got to do a little research on Hector Lopez. Ray, remember Hector Lopez?
I remember the name.
Do you really?
His baseball card.
You had everybody's baseball. All right, he's the man in that section right now, just down to our left. He is got it going on right now. Made a nice play. Quick 0-2 to Kepler. Let's check it out.
Oh, stand up. Oh. Yeah, that's
nice
a
play.
lot better than right field Will. I mean, that was talent on display there. Except for the foot in the girlfriend's mouth. But it's all right.
She was impressed.
She was impressed. Said, nice job. Great job.
It's a little muddier than I thought.
I thought they
How
were,
come it's not brand new?
I thought they were called pearls. They're pearls when they come out of the box. But they wrap the mud to take the sheen off. All right, it's got Rob Manfred's signature on it. It's all that matters. Uh-oh.
Piscotty looks like he's going to have room in the right center, and he does. So Kepler just missed it.
Yeah, Kepler, Rosinski, whatever it's want to call him, he's got power. Maybe the concrete got wet. Because sometimes when a ball leaves the bat, you get a little more concerned. You're always happy to see an outfielder, especially an A's outfielder, camp under the ball.
First pitch is outside. So Delaire Lewis, our fine producer, tells us that Hector Lopez still alive. He's 89 years old. He played not only with the A's, but he also played with the Yankees.
Yeah. Baseball cards are the Yankees.
Yeah, he was with the Yankees in 61 and 62. They won the World Series both those years.
61 was magical by a gentleman by the name of Roger Maris. It's a 61 home run.
Just learned something. That one's hit pretty well. Laureano's back, and this game is tied. Wow. That one came ricocheting back onto the field. And a long home run by Tyler Austin.
Strong man. He knew it was gone as soon as he hit it because he stood at home plate. 92 down to Central, and he looked at it and maybe wanted to see if it would go to the restaurant. Strong young man, and that ball straight away. Kepler just missed his. Austin didn't miss this.
Yeah, it did go into the restaurant.
Oh. Well, now we got two we can show. Unfortunately.
And we saw Austin hit a ball out to right field. And now he goes deep center field. So 1-1 game. Fourth home run in the series for the Minnesota Twins. Cave fouls it down the left field line into the second level.
You know, the problem in the last couple of batters for Chris Bassett, fell behind Austin, 2-0 fastball, fell behind Cave, 2-0 fastball. It's not bad to throw the fastball, it's a location. Absolutely. They're down the middle. And he did not get away with it with Austin. 2-2 pitch to Kepler. Maybe that helped him having a couple of strikes on him.
Come on there, come on.
But back to the run support issue for Chris Bassett. You give up a home run solo. Club scores just some runs, got a chance to do something.
Just a touch high and a very close pitch. Bassett thought it was a strike, but Cave walks for the second time.
Well, look where the umpire is set up, and it's a strike. Unfortunately, it didn't go Chris Bassett's way.
So Garver steps up. Garver struck out in the second inning. One of two strikeouts by Bassett. Garver 7 home runs and 32 runs batted in. There's Jason Castro, out for the season, had knee surgery back in May. It's allowed Garver to get a chance to play probably much more than he thought. Castro, obviously their regular catcher. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day, right? About the Minnesota Twins, the season they had last year where they won 85 games. And then you go into the offseason, and if you look at the blueprint that the Twins had for what their lineup was and what their pitching staff was, you could see why there was some serious optimism.
Sure.
You think about the players they have out. Rosario, a good young hitter. Buxton, Kepler, Sano. They had Escobar, the shortstop, who was leading the league in doubles. Dozier, Mauer, Castro. That's a good lineup.
And then your pitching staff, the starters.
Yeah, and then you go out and you think you're going to have Santana.
Right.
and you get Odorizzi, and you sign Lance Lynn, and you got Barrios. Lowry, what a play with the bare hand, and he makes the double play. Terrific play by Simeon, and even more so by Jed Lowry. So a run for the Twins on Austin's home run. It's a 1-1 game.
Middle goes Simeon, and he flips it to Jed Lowry, who barehands it, throws it to first for the double play, but it looked like the runner went hard into Jed Lowry, a little slow getting up as the runner went through him. And let's see what happens to Jed Lowry. Nice barehanded play as Caveman going in, rolling a little bit as Jed made the play. Nice play by Jed Lowry, and even also by Olsen. He got him on the left leg. Olsen, we just saw White miss, or not White, but Tyler miss a ball. But see, as he goes through, it changed his steps a little bit, and right there,
got him in the shin.
Yeah, spiked him on the left shin, sliding through, and not allowed to slide through the bag like that.
2-0 to Martini. So top of the order for the A's here in the 5th.
This is a big inning because it's supposed to rain in about a half hour. Big inning for the A's to get out of the 4th with a double play. It is 1-1.
Barrios deals, and that one's in there first strike. Barrios with 3 strikeouts. He's not walked anybody. The A's have 5 hits. The A's have stranded 5. A shot center field and a base hit.
And Kev had a great point about not walking, because when you throw a 3-1 fastball like that and the hitter knows you don't walk on a lot of guys, you know you're going to get a pretty good pitch to hit.
Yep.
And look at the location of this fastball to Nick Martini. 3-1 right there. That's probably equivalent to batting practice. And you can say, yeah, you're not walking guys, but that also could have been a home run with that location of the pitch. But nice hit by Nick Martini to try to get something started in this 5th inning.
So here's Chapman, a home run and a ground out to first. Close pitch. Roll the ball.
Well, the exit velocity not much, because maybe towards the end of the bat on a hanging curveball. The exit velocity doesn't matter. It went over the rose bushes into the seats. And Matt Chapman with number 19. Just continues to have an excellent season.
Good swing there by Chapman. Good series, too. 7 for 16 with a couple of home runs. Chapman with 31 doubles, 6 triples, and 19 home runs. On deck is Lowry and then Chris Davis. So Chapman asked for time, and he gets it from Jansen Visconti, the home plate umpire. Chapman hits it hard, and it's under the glove of the shortstop Polanco. Martini hustles around second. He's going to go to third, and the A's are in business.
Well, the great thing about Matt Chapman, when he does make contact, this exit velocity probably a lot more than the home run that was hit. But Polanco, by not getting a glove on it, once it scooted past him, then Nick Martini could hustle to third base easily, as Kepler's only play and smart play was to get the ball back to second base. Well, that's with the ball in front, ball on the ground, and the speed of Nick Martini gets him to third easily. Like that, 2 batters, runners at first and third, infield back, so the A's have a chance to take the lead. Retake it.
Jed Lowry, a .309 batting average this year with runners in scoring position. Got a base hit today. That was in the third, 1 for 2. First pitch is inside.
This is great for a base runner, the speed, and going in thinking he's going to have to break up a double play. Instead, he's able to get to third base, but this guy named Iglesias did that, was thrown out at third. Don't look back, just look at Matt Williams is a nice guy. He's, you know, you don't have to be afraid. Oh.
That one is ripped right field, and Cave can't get it, bounces off the wall. He can't find it. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. Lowry to third, and he is out.
And he's going to say, no, I'm not.
Well, whatever the call is, 2 run score.
Well, he just missed a home run. Cave had the ball hit hard off the wall and back, and Melvin checking with Adam Roden, found the ball, got the ball back in, and the only play they knew was going to be to third base. Jed Lowry, they're going to take a look at it. The only thing, watch the front foot. Does it stay down? If it does, he's safe. Sometimes it pops up. He didn't think he was going to be out, and he's not. I think he got him on the thigh late. But the key that the foot did not come off the bag. So they're going to take a look at it. And as big as Sano is, put your body in front of the bag. Well, the glove, check the foot. The glove goes down onto the thigh. Sano's right leg was blocking. If there's another look, maybe you can see better, but I'm sure they have a lot of angles in New York, but that one looked like it was safe. Okay, I agree with you. That's 2 runs regardless.
See, that's an interesting look there.
Watching Jed go around second to third, remember he got spiked. He did not look like he was running as fast as we have seen him in the past, and maybe just enough that
He's out. So it'll go as a double and 2 RBIs. So the call is upheld.
They're going to say it's not definitive. And
see, I thought that replay right there, he looked safe.
Yeah.
The replay that we showed right before that, that was a little bit of a tougher call. So 1 out, but 2 runs in, and the A's have a 3-1 lead here in the 5th inning.
9-4-5.
Sounds good to me. So Lowry has 80 and 81 as far as RBIs go now. Chris Davis has a base hit today. He also struck out. Well, we're seeing Berrios for the first time, Ray, and you can tell he's got good stuff. Not maybe as dominant as we have seen him, at least in the highlights.
Exactly.
Not throwing as hard as I thought
Right.
he usually throws, but he does like to throw his curveball a lot.
Well, that's what Roy Smalley said. He said he sometimes falls in love with his curveball, but if you do that and there's your American flag blowing in, maybe that knocked Jed's ball down enough to keep it from going over the flower boxes. That's an overhang in right field. Ball hit below that.
That one fouled right back to the screen.
But I would agree with you. I expected to see a lot more, especially in even in the open that we had, showing his highlights with good fastball, good changeup. Flag is blowing in from right field. You see the wave of that screen that we talked about last night, but it's the wind hitting the screen that gives that waving effect.
That one got a pretty good piece of the catcher, Mitch Garver. So home plate umpire is going to give Garver a little bit of time to regroup.
Well, anything straight back is always going to affect you.
Well,
left shoulder
hit him
and
on the side.
face. Yep.
Right there. So the mask does not quite cover up the ear.
You know, I think what happened, the carry him off the left shoulder, came up and hit him in the side of the face. He's got the pad on the left shoulder, which catchers have that now. That's one that the hockey style mask will protect you.
So full count to Davis with Olsen to follow. Single by Martini, single by Chapman, 2-run double by Lowry. Lowry thrown out at third. And Chris Davis waves at that breaking ball. That's that kind of sweeping breaking ball.
Threw it to him in his last at bat, went 3-2. Actually, it's 3-2, all 3 at bats. But the big sweeping breaking ball that kind of starts, you see with the yellow arrow where it starts right on the inside and then just sweeps. That's what makes the breaking ball that good for him, especially against righties.
So here's Olsen, who's 0 for 2.
4 outfielders.
Yep. Logan Forsythe is now the left fielder.
I think Ole just says, "Hey guys, I'm a rookie. What are you doing? You know, I've been around 10 years for you to do this."
Inside. So Grossman is in left center field. Forsythe's in left. Good swing by Olsen. He lines it down the right field line, but foul. So 2-2 to Matt Olsen. That is 3 for 9 in the series. left center.
I believe that.
Right where Grossman is, and he's got it. So big hit for Lowry, 2-run double, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. A's lead at 3-1.
Top of the next inning, this off the wall that did not be found by Cave. He slipped a little bit. A couple of runs would score easily. Jed Lowry going for 3. And the relay to Sano, tagged him quickly. He said nope. Let's take a look. It was upheld. The A's added 2 and have the 3-1 lead. And Jed Lowry, another double for the Athletics, is 263.
Yeah, so that's not just second in the American League. That's second in all of baseball. And they've been climbing that chart for the last month.
Yeah.
Matt McGill starts to warm up.
Throws like Goose Gosh's, Jays are in trouble. Chris, you just got 2 runs at the top of the inning.
Don't even think about messing around.
Yeah, that's right.
Otherwise, the chance of you winning your 3rd game is going to go out the door.
That's right.
Bob Melvin will not be messing around.
No.
Listen, there's 31 games left in the season after today.
And they're moving around in the A's bullpen, too.
Absolutely. Popped up. So Grossman on 3-0, or make it 3-1, and it's just off the protection netting.
Say what you want about the Coliseum and the foul territory, but there's an extra swing for a hitter. That's an out, Coliseum. Well, just in the netting above the dugout, but you see the lack of foul territory here because this is baseball only. And someone correct me that all fields have some other events on them. I said yes, but I'm talking about professional football, and that's what happens at the Coliseum. But there's not a lot of foul territory on most parks in the AC.
Grossman swings and misses. That is strikeout number 3 for Bassett.
That was right down the middle. Fastball, lower part of the strike zone, and it's more like, here it is, I'm going to challenge you. And sometimes the best pitch is your fastball. You throw it for a strike, good things can happen. In this case, it does. Grossman goes back, can't believe he missed it.
So here's the top of the order, Joe Mauer. First pitch to Joe Mauer, just a touch low, not by much. Single and a ground out for Joe Mauer. Twins will be off tomorrow. They will head out on the road. They will be at Cleveland, at Texas, at Houston. So they got a long road trip coming up.
You know what time the Twins leave tomorrow for Cleveland? 7 p.m.
You're trying to irritate me, Ray.
No, I'm just telling you just the facts, sir.
So they're leaving at 7 p.m. Seriously.
Yeah, hour and a half
So
flight.
they'll be home tonight and all day tomorrow.
Yeah, and leave tomorrow night at 7. Now there's an
Seems
hour
like
time change going to Cleveland.
Yeah.
They'll get in too late for dinner, but
Really seems like a good idea.
well, it is Midwestern travel. There's nothing better than being in this location.
Well, that's a nice thing.
Their traveling secretary told me that they had a trip that they flew to Chicago, busted to Milwaukee, back to Chicago and Minnesota. They were in the air for 3 cities for an hour and 37 minutes total. Total for 3 cities.
Oh.
But that's the difference of in this area versus the East and West Coast, and that's why the Central should have the toughest schedule, both American and National, because of their great travel.
Yeah, the Central for both leagues.
For both
I mean,
leagues.
obviously, it's geographically pretty obvious, but if you think about the Central: Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, Kansas City is your longest
That's
flight.
right.
National League: Chicago, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. So the National League Central is even tighter than the American League Central. Wow.
Whoa.
And even teams in the East, American League East, you still have to go to Tampa Bay,
Right.
which is, I don't know what it is, New York to Tampa Bay, 2-3 hours
Right.
maybe.
Yeah, about
I'm
3,
not
I
sure.
think.
National League East, got to go to Miami.
And I think there is some talk, and maybe the regionalization of Major League Baseball, for the future, if they expand to 32 teams.
Right to Lowry. And that is out number 2.
Hey, here we go. Smalls, Benny, the Jet, and Squints. They may not be batting cleanup on September the 1st, but our fireworks show celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Sandlot is sure to be a beast. Grab tickets for this key matchup versus the Mariners at athletics.com/fireworks. First pitch 6:05, so be sure you get in your seats as we kick off a special night of Sandlot memories. Learn more at athletics.com/fireworks today. And let's not forget, that's an important series against the Mariners.
I would say, yeah.
It starts on that weekend. The A's back at the Coliseum Thursday. Looking forward to some big crowds for some big games against the team that's chasing the A's right now. But be nice to see some of the Sandlot members if they show up.
I would guess that the Mariners will probably have James Paxton back by
That's
then.
a good point, yeah.
Big lefty. Which would be a big deal for them. He's pretty good. Swing and a miss by Logan Forsythe.
And I like the fact that, and we've talked about how you can control your own destiny. If you have a lead, of course, they would love to have success against the Astros starting tomorrow night, the last 3 games against Houston for the season, and then have to do a lot of scoreboard watching after tomorrow night. But you also have a chance to improve against the team that's chasing you.
Scotty into the corner, and it's just foul. Not a whole lot of room down there. Sight.
It's a good location. The ball slicing right into him. Does he have to reach over? Nope. Just sits down, brings up the glove.
Athletic stance.
Wow. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
He's got his nickname too.
Nickname,
You see
yeah,
that?
Big Sexy. Stole that from Bartolo Colon.
That's right. That's a great catch. The other, his father next to him, probably got one flipped to him by one of the outfielders.
He's feeling good.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see what's on the front of his t-shirt. And that hits Forsythe. So the count was 1-2, and the ball just kind of spun inside.
Yeah, that's the slow curve that he struck out Forsythe in the first inning. This time slowly at probably 69 again, did not break, so Forsythe said, okay, actually turned into it. It didn't turn away, but sometimes turning in like that.
See where Alan Trammell had his number retired by the Tigers today. Good for him.
Absolutely.
It's well deserved, obviously.
Sean Kelly. Yeah, I saw some of the highlights before the game. I mean, you talk about somebody deserving. Wow, such a nice guy.
20-year career, all with the Tigers for Alan Trammell.
19 years with Lou Whitaker, second baseman. So you talk about knowing what each other's going to do every game, every pitch.
Here's Polanco. Polanco with a mighty swing.
Now, Scott Emerson went out to talk to Bassett, and he might have said, you got one batter if you want to be in the game long enough to qualify for a W, because you'd have to wonder if Sean Kelly is getting loose for Sano. If Sano hits in this inning, that means another guy gets on, and that would be the go-ahead run at the plate.
Polanco has a fielder's choice and a single. So pitch number 82 coming up for Chris Bassett. Chapman playing the shallow shortstop spot. Outfield straight away. Stride, good pitch inside corner. Polanco was backing off a little bit.
A little crossfire, and not many guys like pitches inside. That ball tailed back just enough to catch the corner.
Tries that curveball, but it spins outside. He's got a couple of strikeouts with that today. Martini's going to play it on a hop. Polanco has his second hit, and Sano is going to hit, and here comes Bob Melvin. Bob Melvin gave Bassett the chance to get through the fifth inning. He just couldn't do it. So 4 2/3 innings for Bassett. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Hit your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Now the Twins making some noise here. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. So Kelly comes in to face Sano. Sean Kelly. First pitch and a mighty swing and a miss.
Pulled the string nicely on the big man. As we know, he can hit a fastball, but Sean Kelly, 43rd game combined with the Nationals and the Athletics. He's got the good fastball. Of course, double Tommy John surgery has been discussed. And happy to be pitching for a club that hopes to go into October.
Close pitch, 1-1. Chris Bassett, 4 hits, 1 run. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He got the first 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and then he hit Forsythe and gave up the hit to Polanco. Left field, deep but foul.
Fortunately.
So a little bit of a scary moment, but it was well fouled.
It's a similar off-speed pitch. It was way out in front. Although this would stay more to the inner half of the plate. And as powerful as he is, not surprised it went as far as it did.
Wow, 1 for his last 23. Kelly looks in the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, Martini coming in. Martini grabs it at the shoe tops.
That's what a play.
So nice play by Nick Martini, and the Twins do not score. On to the 6th inning. 3-1 A's.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So the A's leading the Twins 3-1, trying to win the series before heading to Houston. Right field Will hanging out. Big weekend for him. Only slept a couple hours. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. New pitcher is Matt McGill. McGill pitched in game 1 of this series. Missed 2/3 of an inning through 16 pitches. Piscotty drives one to right. That's hit pretty well. Cave is back. Cave turns around, and that baby's gone. 4-1, the A's lead on Piscotty's third hit in the ball game, and this one's a solo shot.
He continues to have an outstanding first year for the Athletics. To go opposite field with a fastball on a 1-0 pitch. Down, and just very good swing, as always, by Piscotty. They're shading him to left field, but this ball clearly out to right field. It just kept carrying over the roses. And every run is big. The A's got 2 last inning.
Fill it in.
Cover up the box. Fastball hit the right field. Home run number 18.
Two and one to Marcus Semien. So Piscotty a single in the second, a single in the fourth, a homer here in the sixth. So Matt McGill faces one hitter. First hitter gives up a home run. Let's say here Adrianza, who comes in the game at shortstop. That's Polanco's spot. Adrianza in the game. Hanging up in right center for Kepler. One out. So the A's have now hit 8 home runs in this series. Action out in the A's bullpen. Yusmeiro Petit starts to throw. So 8 homers in the series. The A's now have 179 on the year. Only the Yankees have hit more. Mariano is retired. Yankees may be tough to catch in that category. They're trying to break the all-time home run record. They were just off pace of it a little bit.
Well, they brought in Giancarlo Stanton, and they lost Aaron Judge for quite a while. And they expected with the two of them both hitting over 50 last year would help them break the all-time record.
Here's Fegley. Yankees have 210 home runs coming into today. 265, 268. There was the Mariners. Little pop-up. That's Austin, and he's not going to quite have room. So 1-1 the count to Josh Fegley, who has reached on an air and grounded out. Astros and the Angels should be getting underway at any moment. Astros going to send a young left-hander by the name of Framber Valdez, who will be making his first big league start. Of course, Lance McCullers on the disabled list. Astros were saying today with Lance McCullers, because of where they're at in the schedule, he's still not really throwing a whole lot. They do not think he'll be able to come back as a starter, but what they're hoping is to maybe get him back to pitch out of the bullpen for the end of the season or postseason, whatever happens with the Astros. So
yeah, nothing against McCullers, but if you think about Verlander, Cole, Charlie Morton, and Keiko, there's 4 pretty good starters, and they probably only use 3 for postseason. And what A.J. Hinch did last year, he sent guys like Peacock. He was a starter, put him in the bullpen. He's been starting a little bit now.
That one is drilled to the gap. Nobody's going to get it. Fegley hits the bag at second, and he's going to have a 2-out double.
I remember last Saturday he had a couple of 2-out doubles. They brought in a total of 3 runs. This time a solo, or at least a double with nobody on base. Got a little breaking ball left center. Dad John, I'm sure, extremely happy watching him at this point catch another winner. You know, that's another thing for Fegley. When he has caught, the A's record has been off the charts. And this is a double with 2 outs, so he gets a chance to get into scoring position.
So Nick Martini steps up. Martini got the 5th inning started with a single, and he scored on Lowry's double, and that double gave the A's the 3-1 lead.
He made a great catch on the ball that was scalded by Sano.
Yeah, it had to be caught.
If he had missed that at all, 2 runs to score. But good outfielders able to make plays like that without any problem, and he did it.
Adrian's a pickoff attempt, and Fegley gets back. Pretty well executed pickoff attempt. Fegley was not real far off. Piscotty opened up the inning with his 18th home run of the year. So the backstop right to Garver. He tried to barehand it, and then he was going to unleash a throw to Sano, but he could not grab it cleanly.
Now that is, again, mentioned it briefly last night, but look at this ball off the catcher's mitt, but it hit the hard. That's all concrete back there. There's one pad, but even Paul Molitor, the manager, said the scary part, you have a runner at third, you can't score. I mean, in that time, I mean, if he comes up with it cleanly, he might have thrown out Fegley going to third base. But that is home field advantage, maybe.
Upstairs, 94 miles an hour. Well, yeah, I guess it would be hard to say home field advantage.
I know, because you don't know how to play it. I mean,
No,
you don't
how
know
do
what
you
the
play
pitcher
it?
is going to do.
I mean, what if it hit? What if it hit right where that advertising panel and the concrete meets?
Exactly.
It would probably shoot toward the on-deck circle.
Well, it helped Fegley the other night when he came in. I think it was Thursday night when the ball came back on the strikeout, and it came back hard enough that he was able to throw out the runner first. Normally, that's going to be a wild pitch pass ball, strikeout, runner at first is Little Gardado. It's loose again.
Driven to center, Kepler a little bit to his right, and he makes the catch. Another home run for the A's, this one by Stephen Piscotty. So as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, the A's now lead the Twins 4-1.
athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
A's leading at 4-1, bottom of the 6th inning. And to the bullpen for the A's as Yusmeiro Petit comes in when it's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert. So Petit here in the 6th. He'll face Kepler, Austin, and Cave.
It's Wednesday and Thursday that Petit had Friday, Saturday off, well rested, back again this afternoon. Maybe called upon for a couple of innings, depending how things go.
Kepler a walk and a fly ball to right field. Good pitch there, right on the corner.
Lucroy an afternoon off after a big home run last night. 3-run home run and RBI single. And first at bat, first 2, drove in 4, both with 2 outs. Ready to go tomorrow night in Houston. Fagley doing exactly what every catcher hopes to do, is not catching every day, and that's to play well.
Looking toward the line, Piscotty caught it. What a play by Stephen Piscotty.
Is there anything he can't do? And again, someone said, what happened to Piscotty's defense? I think that person should be watching this play, because it looked like Kepler was going to hook a ball down in the corner, but instead Piscotty lays out and makes a tremendous play, diving towards the foul line, and robs Kepler of extra bases. And Petit extremely happy with the 0-2 pitch. It's caught by Piscotty.
So here's Tyler Austin. Tyler Austin homered in the 4th, his 13th home run of the year. Twins taking a very long look at Tyler Austin. Can he be an everyday big leaguer?
He was a top prospect for the Yankees.
Yep. Came over in the Lance Lynn trade. So
now Piscotty, you have to remember this is a left-handed hitter. Ball did not slice back to him and kept hooking away from him. Initially on the grass, then his slide takes him onto the warning track. And Yusmeiro Petit, every pitcher loves a great defense. That's what Mike Fiers was talking about. We've seen the happiness on the face of Sean Manaea after great defensive plays. Statcast on the catch. The probability, always like those, 44%. Yeah, right. But a great play. He sprinted nicely to get to the ball, laid it out. And if he doesn't get a good jump, he's not going to catch it.
foul back again. Count remains 0-2. Buchter. Another foul ball. Austin trying to get a look at all of Petit's pitches. Jake Cave will be next, a left-handed hitter. This one down the right field line, and it is gone. Tyler Austin, a 2-homer game. That one right down the right field line. Dropped in the flower bed, but it's good enough for a home run. 4-2.
Two solo home runs. Fortunately, if you want to say fortunate, pitch elevated a little bit. Fouled off some tough pitches, but gets an elevated fastball. And coincidentally, the inning before on their Jumbotron, they were just showing Tyler Austin's first major league home run at Yankee Stadium. Exactly the same spot down the right field line, just over the short porch in right field. This one high above. Got some power.
Yep.
And that's what Molitor was talking about. It says just a matter of making sure it's good power.
So Cave goes after the first pitch and just rolls it weakly toward first. Well, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. The sun is out here at Target Field. It looks like we have dodged the rain. It's
exactly right.
Past us now. There's no forecast in no rain in the forecast, so that's good news.
Now just win. Just win the game.
0-1 the count to Mitch Garver, who has struck out and hit into a double play. Good pitch by Yusmeiro Petit. Familia pitched in game 2 and 3. Trevino pitched in game 2 and 3. Doesn't mean they're not available today, but it just means that it's something that Bob Melvin has to keep an eye on. That one, it drilled to right, and Piscotty's not going to get this one. Garver hustling for second. Piscotty's throw is a little offline, and it scoots past Simeon. And that's going to be a double for Garver.
Again with 2 strikes. Now pitch up and give Garver and also some credit. That's just kind of a half swing chip shot down the right field line, and Scotty threw up his glove trying to deke him a little bit, but put it off the wall and played it nicely, and then a strong throw back in. Not enough time.
So here's Robbie Grossman. Grossman takes a strike right there, 90 miles an hour. Garver gets double number 15 on the end. On deck is Joe Mauer. Right on the corner, so Petit, using the fastball, jumps ahead 0-2.
Do you know he's not thrown the ball in this inning? Everything's been a strike. But yet he's given up a home run with 2 strikes. The line out to right field, great catch by Piscotty, and a round ball. 0-2 to Garver for the double. No, I didn't jinx him.
No, absolutely not.
But maybe it's better 0-2 that he did bounce the ball instead of throwing a pitch that could be hit.
Well, Petit also a guy who he works the hitters away a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the right-handed hitters have done a pretty good job handling the pitch away. So now 2-2 to Grossman, who has grounded out and who has struck out. Check swing, and he did not go. Grossman has worked the count full.
Well, Buchter's getting loose probably for Joe Mauer, and Like to see him start next inning fresh with Mauer, because this check swing by Grossman not enough for the Yankees to get the strikeout.
Carver, the runner at second.
Runner at second, and this is taking time because Fegley's going through the multiple signs, and Petit wants a particular pitch, can't go out and discuss it. Mound visit. They're just going through all the signs again.
Grossman reaches for it. Pitch was away. Sign sequence by Fegley. I don't know what that is, Ray. You probably do.
Well, I don't know what the sequence is, but hopefully it's the third out sequence.
Chapman shading his eyes, and he's got it inside retired. Austin with a home run, so on to the seventh. A's 4, Twins 2.
During the final month of the 2018 regular season, members who join new and renewals are eligible for these benefits starting Saturday, September the 1st. It's against the Mariners. Download the MLB Ballpark app to access the concession and merchandise discounts. Plus, as a member, you still have the first opportunity to purchase 2018 postseason tickets. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. A's Access. Every game your way. And why not? Because I hope the 2018 postseason is something that is in the future for the Athletics. Right now trying to complete this game and win 3 out of 4 in Minnesota.
4-2 it is, the top of the 7th inning. And that one's hit deep left center field. Kepler at the wall, and that baby's gone. Chapman again. Two home runs on the day for Matt Chapman, 20 on the year, 5-2 A's.
That's a special day for the young man who continues to excel and gets the pitch, first pitch fastball at 93 right down the middle. And remember what happened when he hit the 3-run home run a couple of nights ago. He saw the pitches in that same velocity and finally took one to right field with 3-2. This was the first pitch, though. Oliver Drake on Friday. This is a big one considering Austin hit his second of the game, so Matt Chapman matches him. That's a big one, over 411 in the A's bullpen.
422 feet is what they're telling us. So 9 home runs now in the series for the Athletics. Jed Lowry's had a good ball game. He's 2 for 3. Single, double, and a couple of RBIs. Lowry had a little collision at second base earlier in the game with the sliding runner on a double play. Got his shin whacked a little bit. That may be probably not feeling all that great. He drives one. And that baby's gone. 6-2 A's.
Jed was not going to let this one hit against the wall. So McGill comes in, gives up 3 home runs. Piscotty, Chapman, and now Jed Lowry. Jed Lowry, no doubter at 95, so he jumped on the heater just as Matt Chapman did. Just a little bit harder for this one.
So a 4-homer day for the Athletics. Chapman and Lowry go back-to-back here in the 7th. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up experts. So the A's now leading 6-2. So Heather Austin, the home run in the bottom of the 6th to close it to 4-2, and the A's answer right back. Back-to-back home runs. 8th time this year the A's have gone back-to-back. Today it's Chapman and Lowry. New pitcher is Taylor Rogers, the left-hander. Pretty good numbers for Rogers. 60 strikeouts in 52 innings. And Chris Davis on the first pitch pops it up behind second base. It's Logan Forsythe who grabs it.
Only 4 infielders, 3 outfielders.
Only 4?
Yeah.
See what they do for Matt Olson. See if Logan Forsythe makes the trip out to left field. He's asking right now. The dugout. He's like, you know what? I don't really feel like running all the way out there.
This is a left-hander, so maybe it changes with a lefty.
But now it's really not a full shift. The 2 infielders on the left side are slid over, but not all the way over for Olson. And he bounces one up the middle, and that's a base hit.
See, all Olson needed was to see a straight-up defense, not 4 outfielders. And what does he do on the first pitch? He takes it right back up to the. There it is. Look at it. Going for the umpire.
So the A's 3 hits in the inning, now 13 hits in the game, 44 hits in the series. The A's have scored 23 runs in the series, so just a very solid offensive performance by the Athletics.
And I know everybody's saying, well, it's not the 8th or 9th inning, but this is better to have this many runs scored this early. If you add on the 8th or 9th, that's good. But right now, it's nice to have 6 in the first 7.
Piscotty's had a big afternoon, 2 singles and a home run. Piscotty 5 for 14 in this series. A couple of home runs. Piscotty went the other way in the 6th inning.
Yeah, this is very impressive when you take a fastball and really down the middle, and it's almost like a slicing swing, slicing at it and chipping at it, and jumped off his bat to right field.
Big swing. Piscotty strikes out. So that's 2 outs here at the top of the 7th. And here's Marcus Semien, who's looking for his first hit.
If you think about Chapman hitting second, hit his 20th home run. Jed Lowry 21, Chris Davis 39, Matt Olson 23, Piscotty 18. Pretty good production. No part of your lineup. And it's just August the 26th. Game 131, 31 remaining after today.
31 left. 16 home, 15 away for the A's after today. Sitting on 78 wins. Adrianza will go to second, and they just get Olson at second. And that will do it for the A's. Back-to-back time, Matt Chapman. That's his 20th home run of the year. Jed Lowry, his 21st home run of the year. Bottom of the 7th coming up, 6-2 A's lead.
By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco. Your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
6-2, the A's lead, bottom of the 7th inning. Hey, Ray, what's coming up on the next
Well,
homestand?
hey, before you agree to another Labor Day barbecue, make sure you grab your tickets for the hottest team in baseball as the A's host the Yankees for a 3-game set in Oakland. Come to the ballpark to see Matt Chapman, Jed Lowry. Those guys hit home runs today. Best bullpen in the business to defend the Bay from the Bronx Bombers. Grab your tickets to this key series starting September the 3rd. Coliseum at athletics.com/pinstripes. Athletics.com/pinstripes. And if you're going to barbecue Labor Day, you better do it after the game, and you better get your tickets right now, because that's going to be a good game, the beginning of a 3-game series against the Yankees. And oh, by the way, that's on the 3rd. Then on Tuesday the 4th, but Wednesday the 5th is the first class of the Oakland Hall of Fame to be inducted. So that's going to be a special ceremony as Ryan Buchter makes his 40th appearance. And Buchter maybe to get one batter. We'll see.
So he'll face Joe Mauer. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. 1 for 3 for Joe Mauer in this ball game. He is 5 for 15 in the series. Buchter, correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, faced Mauer last night. Mauer got a base hit off.
Yes, he did. And he wasn't happy. Mauer was, Buchter wasn't.
Lowry backhand, straightens up, throws out Joe Mauer.
And Buchter's going to stay in the game. Yes. One thing Buchter has talked about, being the only left in the bullpen right now anyway, is the fact he can get righties out as well. And the skipper's letting him do that, which is good. We've seen a lot of times where a pitcher who gets an out, left-handed batter, then hey, take him out. It's Emilio Pagan, who's still with the club. I say still because he was the one that was optioned initially before Sean and I went on the DL.
Put it this way, he did not make it to Nashville.
Maybe he didn't make it out of the hotel.
No, he did not. Definitely did not make it out of the hotel. Astros and the Angels, no score, top of the 3rd. Astros, winners of 4 straight.
I want to ask you something, Kai. What do you think the Yankees are thinking about right now going into a series, finale of the series tonight, when they look up and they see the Tampa Bay Rays have swept the Red Sox?
Interesting. I agree.
Yankees win tonight. That's 6.
6 back in the East. All of a sudden, it became
right.
somewhat interesting because Red Sox have not been playing well, and the Yankees have been playing extremely well, even though they're playing short.
Exactly. Some banged up players.
But yeah, that's a great call, and yeah, that's over now, right? The Rays beat the Red Sox 9-1. Tampa Bay Rays have won 8 in a row.
And I want to say, and I think that's the first time the Red Sox have been swept this year. Because they've had a tremendous season. And that was down in St. Pete. And you still have a trip down there. That guy's looking at it. He can't believe it either.
Well, if you want to call that that race in the East still open for first place, I think you can.
Both of those clubs, as the A's know the importance of winning the division.
Martini waits. He's got 2 outs. So really then, if you want to do that, Ray, the only division in baseball where there's really not much going on for first place is the Central, where the Indians have the 12-game lead over these Twins. But the AL West, we certainly know what's going on there. The NL East, Braves with a 3-game lead over the Phillies. That's a good race. National League Central, Cubs, Cardinals, Brewers still going at it. And really the tightest of them all is the National League West. Yeah. We're coming into today, Arizona and Colorado tied for first place. Dodgers 2.5 back. And that's funny with the National League West. I think most people around baseball still think the Dodgers are the favorites, and they very well may be, but right now they're 2.5 back. But that's going to end up being a very interesting finish there. So there's plenty going on. Simeon quickly ranging to his left, and Buchter has a very nice bottom of the 7th. We are through 7 from Target Field, all 8. Again by a stadium on Wednesday at 7:30. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. The home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports, California. 6-2 A's lead. Rogers back out there here at the top of the 8th inning. There's Ramon Laureano looking for his first hit. Rogers, the lefty. Mariano was on base in the 2nd inning, reached on a fielder's choice. Mariano and Simeon, the 2 A's hitters that do not have a hit today. A's have 13. Coming in, diving is Cave, and he took a hit away from Laureano. Struck ball and a very nice play by Jake Cave.
And I think in this series, Laureano's been robbed twice of hits, and both times probably thinking AAA, those are base hits. This is the big leagues, rather be here. And Cave, a very nice play, had to reach back to his left. The glove on his right shoulder, right hand, but reaching back, and a very nice play.
One away for Fegley. It hard, foul. See that netting down at the far end of the A's dugout. So 1-1 the count. The Mariners have a 1-0 lead over the Diamondbacks. That game at the top of the 3rd in Arizona. Leake and Greinke. Leake 8-7, Greinke 12-8.
That game might get over fast. Leake works fast. Greinke, if he's on, works fast.
Very high, medium deep left center. Kepler has it. Yeah, if you were starting an all-speed team, an all-time, if you were starting an all-time of game team, Minor League may be your first choice. First pick of the draft.
Well, getaway day.
Paul Molitor's coming out. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Taylor Rogers retires the first 2 hitters here in the 8th inning. So Rogers is done. We'll be back 2 away here in the top of the 8th.
Second batter of the game gets the A's on the board with a 1-0 lead, and then just adds it. They say he could hit the curveball. How about the fastball? He proved he could do that as well. Got Corey Kluber last year in his major league debut for his first major league home run on the 15th of July. Got him twice. Doesn't want to talk about that, but another multi-home run game today for Matt Chapman, and gets to hit again against another pitcher.
So Trevor Hildenberger is the new pitcher, and it's going to be a pinch hitter for the A's. Chad Pinder. So Paul Molitor waited till Pinder was announced and then went to his right-hander Trevor Hildenberger.
Well, Chad did last night with the 3 hits, and great play in left field off the ball hit by Rosario. That would have been a 3-run home run had it gone out. Fortunately, did not. Great post-game guest.
Hildenberger got a long ways to go. He fires to first, and that will do it for the A's. Bottom of the 8th coming up from Target Field, and the A's are leading it 6-2. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. For the A's, 6-13-0. For the Twins, 2-6-1. Chris Bassett called up today to make the start. Pitches into the 5th inning. The A's with 4 home runs today and 10 home runs in this series. So that's what they do. They hit the long balls just about as well as anybody except the Yankees. And they continue to do it this weekend here at Target Field. And right now they are leading against a pretty good pitcher in Barrios, who went just 5 innings. So that good-looking A's family, well, they were here pre-game, so they are hanging in there. Although we may have a couple of youngsters sleeping on the way home in the car.
And a couple on the plane to Houston.
So bottom of the 8th inning as Fernando Rodney comes in. Former Twin, Fernando Rodney. 54th appearance.
It's going to be a tough decision for the official score today, because Bassett only went 4 2/3, which means that it's up to the official score. Kelly, a third of an inning. Petit, 1 inning with a run, a couple of hits. Buchter, 1 with nothing. Pinder stays in the game in left field.
So Pinder in left and Rodney, the new pitcher.
As we often say, it does not matter who gets the win. The fact that the A's get the win, and that is the most important thing. I think that many people have thought the A's would be lucky if they finish 500. If they win today, they're 2 games under 500 for the season.
So Miguel Sano with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So on to Houston after the game. Big 3-game series. It'll be Brett Anderson and Garrett Cole tomorrow. Edwin Jackson, Charlie Morton on Tuesday. Trevor Cahill and Dallas Keuchel on Wednesday. We will have Monday and Tuesday's game for you right here on NBC Sports California. On Wednesday, it will be the MLB Network. So Anderson and Cole tomorrow night. And that is the final 3 games of the year between the A's and the Astros. So there you have it. We're all looking forward to what should be a very good series.
Friday night we saw Fernando Rodney throw enough change after 3 lefties to strike him out. Walked 1, struck out 3, and to Kepler, the first lefty. Sano, the righty, gets a base hit. Kepler gets a change up, and it's evens the count to strike him out of ball.
So 2-1 the count.
The thing that Jonathan Lucroy told us was the velocity on the fastball. When you have a good changeup that looks like the fastball, and you can throw it as hard as Rodney does, it makes it difficult to guess correctly. So the fastball outside.
Slowly hit. Olsen charges, spins, and fires to second, and he's get the out there. Matt Olson got his body in position to field that ball, and then really his back was facing second base, but it's the easiest way to do it because you just kind of spin around about halfway around.
Tyler Austin too monstered a straightaway center field. That was against Chris Bassett up in the restaurants, and then to right field. That was also impressive. It was left up by Petit. Austin with 2. Probably a Yankee player that the Yankees were reluctant to trade. It's one of the top prospects. To get pitching, you usually have to do that.
Yeah, the Twins signed Lance Lynn to a 1-year, $12 million deal a little bit later, even in spring training, if I remember correctly. So they're thinking, hey, we got a veteran quality starter on a 1-year deal, so you're not in it for the long haul, which is fine. Then when the Twins realized that it wasn't happening, and you trade him, and you get a young player that has a chance to be pretty good.
Absolutely.
So that may turn out to be just fine. It cost you half a year's salary of Lance Lynn. The Twins also signed Logan Morrison, and when we were talking about the expectations and what the lineup may look like this year for the Twins going into spring training, we did not mention Logan Morrison.
That's right.
But he's on the disabled list. Chapman charges. He's got it. He fires to first in time to get Tyler Austin for the second out.
If you think about this inning, the last two plays, Matt Olson makes a play, the 360 turn that you mentioned, which throw to second base. And then look where Chap was playing and how quickly he charges, uses the glove, and then really no doubt. I mean, just once he gets to this glove, he can continue to run. To throw that hard on the move, I say, is exceptional. So in reality, you got possibility of two Gold Gloves, one at first, one at third, and both of them showing off their defensive skills in the last two batters. And if there's one thing that has helped the A's probably progress as much as anything, it would be the defensive play.
Yeah, and that's something where statistically it says, well, the A's have made 74 errors. They're 10th in the league in fielding, but as the season has gone on, they've, I think, become a well above average defensive team. There's something to be said about being a good defensive team.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, you could have Matt Chapman at third and Olson at first. Two very, very good defensive players. But you got to be good everywhere else.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we're seeing Piscotty play in right field today, and Martini play on Sano's line drive. I mean, those are all great plays.
Well, they're difference-making plays in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And in order to win and have success, you need to pitch and play defense. And yes, runs will help you win. But if you prevent the other team from scoring, you don't have to score as many runs.
The 2-1 pitch is hit foul. Well, here's another great note for you, Ray, and we like to pick and choose our notes. The A's lead the majors with a 2.93 ERA
There you go.
since the All-Star.
That will do it.
So we talk a lot about home runs. We talk a lot about defense.
Yep.
Best ERA in baseball since the break.
And you combine that with your defense and pitching, and you're going to win a lot of games.
A little bit hot. And I think bullpen's been great, but I think maybe even a bigger reason for that note right there is how well the starters have pitched.
Yeah, they've really taken it upon themselves to be a part of this and not just five and fly and hope for the bullpen, because you're going to wear out the bullpen. So you're right, they've done their job. Bullpen's done theirs.
Give him some credit. Scott Emerson's done a terrific job. A little bit inside to Jake K. That is walk number 4 for the team. Bassett walked 3. So Rodney will now face Mitch Garver. Astros now leading the Angels 3-0. That game headed to the 4th inning. Another game, the Diamondbacks just dropped a 5 spot on the Mariners in the bottom of the 3rd. 5-1 Arizona over Seattle. And that one off Fegley's glove. Both runners will move up. Well, now the Twins have a chance to tighten up this game quite a bit.
The pitch he just missed. He went up and a catchable ball.
Garver is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 6th. Swing and a miss. 96 miles an hour.
just the thought of a changeup in your back of your mind. An aggressive swinger, and here's a fastball, but it's at 96, and I'm looking changeup, and I'm a tad behind. First of all, I don't think you can look changeup with this guy. I don't care how great a changeup it is.
So we got another fastball.
Yeah.
But if you look changeup, a 92 mile an hour fastball is going to seem fast. How about 96? It seemed like 100.
Yeah. That's Jed Lowry when he had a hit off Herrera of Kansas City, I think it was last year, and they said, "Can you look soft?" He said, "Never." He said, "If a guy has a good fastball and you look soft, you'll never catch up with the fastball." That's a great reasoning.
Well, I guess you just need to, if you do get a changeup, then, well, hopefully you fight it off, foul it off, take it maybe if it's not near the strike zone.
Yeah, the only question right now with Fernando Rodney, and I do not know the numbers, of course, they're out there. How many changeups does he throw to right-handers versus left-handers? And we saw Friday night, lefties got a steady diet of changeups. If he pulls the string here, starts it outside, may get the strikeout that he's looking for.
Simeon on the backhand. His throw across in time. So Rodney gets out of the jam, and the Twins strand runners at second and third. Ninth inning coming up. A's up by 4. Bring you the happy hour. It's also available to listen and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. Ninth inning from Target Field. A's trying to take 3 out of 4 from the Twins and head to Houston. 6-2, the A's leading the Twins. We will see the Twins again, though. In fact, the Twins will be in Oakland for the final 3 home games of the regular season. So we're not done with the Twins.
You kept just looking at the play to end the inning. The play by Simeon, backhand.
It's a nice play.
Yeah.
It's not a great play, but it's a very good play.
And it's a play that in the past maybe he doesn't make, but this time he does, and he gets to the ball number 1 and number 2, catches it, backhand, sets himself up perfectly to throw a strike to first, and all that.
That's a fair ball. Sano backhands. He shows off his very strong arm and throws out Chapman.
And for a big man, he's got the power, he's got the strong arm, and goes into foul territory, backhands it, and throws a bullet perfectly to his first baseman, Ta.
Here's Lowry, who's had a big day. He is 3 for 4. A single, a double, a homer, and 3 RBIs. So Jed Lowry now 21 home runs and 82 RBIs.
And there's the
Terrific
homer.
season.
Again, ongoing career best for Jed Lowry. Jedi. Gonna miss these nicknames tomorrow night in Houston.
And he's also got 33 doubles on the year. Quite a season. And with 31 games left after today, 82 RBIs. If he had a hot stretch, he could close in on 100 RBIs.
Exactly.
Believe it. Trying and getting loose. And of course, Jed Lowry, a free agent. So that's a big decision in the offseason for the A's and Jed Lowry. Is he back with the A's next year? Does he get a giant offer from another team and go somewhere else? We do not know. We'll just have to wait that one out.
Well, it's a great time to have a great season in your walk year, and
That's
then you
true.
can see what happens in the offseason. And we know that 2 pretty good free agents should be compensated quite well in Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, but we'll see how the market plays out. Jed Lowry has had an exceptional season, and he has wanted to stay here and just had a fantastic season. When you put up that kind of production as a second baseman, he's played flawlessly defensively. Remember, at one time he had his consecutive games played without an error. So now he's doing on both sides, driving in runs, hitting home runs, coming up with big hits. And then there's KD right behind.
3-2 pitch to Lowry. Drives on the left. Hit pretty well near the wall is Grossman. And he's got it. So that's the second out. And that'll bring up Chris Davis. I think too, Ray, with Jed Lowry, of course, what he's done this year, but let's not forget about last year, where he was healthy, played the entire season. He hit 277, 14 homers, 69 RBIs, and 49 doubles. So you put that, and then this year, where it's probably all around, maybe an even better season this year. That's back-to-back very, very good seasons.
And as he would probably say, highlighted by his All-Star game appearance. I
Absolutely.
mean, finally an All-Star. But yeah, it's a great point, because health really matters. And in the case of Jed Lowry, he had not been healthy his career, and all of a sudden he is, and puts up the numbers. So maybe that, from his standpoint, will discount his age when it comes to the fact that he's 35 in April or May, and see what happens in the offseason. But I think the A's would be inclined to say, we hope you stay. They can work out a deal.
Well, it's an important, when you think about how important he is to this offense, pretty obvious, right? Your 3-hole hitter. And then the next question is there somebody there to replace him?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know if there is or not. Is Franklin Barreto ready? We don't know.
But there's something about veteran and leadership. And it says, Matt Chapman told us when we were in the treehouse about Bob Melvin, how he treats everybody the same. But you could look at the veteran players, how they complement the youthfulness of this club. And it's a nice mixture where you have young players who are coming. You have the veterans, and there's one in Jonathan Lucroy, having the pitching staff. Some young, of course, some have been around and coming back again.
So Chris Davis strikes out, and we are on to the 9th. A's 3 outs away from a series win here in Minnesota.
planned for Wednesday, September the 5th, which is a big day. You can get your piece of history by grabbing tickets at athletics.com/pinstripe. First 15,000 fans get this giveaway. Don't miss out on history by grabbing your tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes today. It should be a great event. The first, well, the Yankees in town, number 1. Starts on the Monday, Labor Day, and then as we mentioned on the Wednesday, September the 5th. The A's will have their next off day on the Thursday, following the stretch of 20 consecutive games. The last 3 Willoughby against the Bronx Bombers.
So Blake Treinen comes in, not a save situation. Treinen pitched on Thursday, and he pitched yesterday. So here's a theory. Blake Treinen, I think, generally probably pitches a little bit better when he's getting consistent work.
That's right.
And the last week he has not pitched a lot. Could Bob Melvin be getting him ready for the Astro series?
Yes, exactly right. I agree 100%. Because what he's done in these non-save situations, really all 3 in the series, just to get work. And he does pitch better the more he pitches.
Yeah, and 14 pitches on Thursday. 12 pitches last night. So we're not talking about a maximum effort inning in either of his appearances in this series. And that one rolled up the first baseline, foul.
And to your point, I don't think Bob Melvin, if for some reason this inning happened to get extended, I don't know that he would let him stay out there. You know, there's probably a certain number that he would like to have, because it would be more work now with a 4-run lead. He does have other options. But I'd say this is just preparing him for the Houston series, knowing that he was going to be able to pitch in those games.
Hit high in the air toward Laureano, who drifts into left center field, and he's got it for out number 1.
On the other hand, he's not a bad guy to have out there with a lead trying to finish a game.
Yep.
It is a 4-run lead, and I've always been a strong believer that forget about 3 for a save, 4 to try to win. If you've got your best and he can close it out with a 4-run lead, so be it. He's going to finish the game, and it's going to be a win for the ball club. And I think that's all that's really matters right now.
First pitch to Joe Mauer is low. So 2-0 the count to Joe Mauer. Tapped right back to Treinen. So on a 2-0 pitch, 98 miles an hour, sinking. And pretty good hitter in Joe Mauer. Does nothing but hits it right off the end of the bat, and just a little tapper to the pitcher.
And if you can get him to swing at that pitch, what is everybody else going to be thinking about?
Joe Mauer 1 for 5 with 4 ground balls.
And he got an overturn in the first inning, because Simeon made the play and it was challenged, called out, challenged, and was ruled safe. Other than that, 5 ground ball outs, 1 was a base hit. Short, second pitcher.
The A's bullpen, another strong performance. Remember, Sean Kelly, the first one out of the bullpen, came in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's been Kelly, Petit, Buchter, Rodney, and now Treinen. And Petit gave up the home run. That's the only run that the bullpen has allowed. That should do it. Treinen grabs it, and that is the ball game. So Treinen makes quick work of the Twins in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the A's come to Target Field and they take 3 out of 4, and they get themselves ready for the biggest series of the year in Houston against the Astros starting tomorrow night. Time of game was 3 hours and 12 minutes. The attendance today here in Minneapolis was 23,318. And the A's get win number 79 on the year. It's a 6-2 final over the Twins. Time now for A's post-game live. Let's get it back to the studio.